Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the Beth Israel Rabbi. When I was growing up, I went to a non-Jewish private school from grades kindergarten through 12. Our school had a large Jewish population, but I remember once in junior high school, I can't remember if I was in grade 6 or 7 at the time, an individual who was clearly a Chassid, and actually a Hasidic rabbi, walked into the school. This was certainly different from anything we had ever seen before. It turned out that this wasn't just any person, and this wasn't just any Hasidic rabbi. And in fact, he wasn't there at all because he was a Hasidic rabbi. This individual was Dr. Rabbi Abraham Twersky. And he'd come to our school for an assembly to speak to the entire junior high school about drug and alcohol addictions. Dr. and Rabbi Twersky was at that point certainly the number one expert in the entire city of Pittsburgh, certainly one of the tops in the country and maybe even the world, and had been the expert in terms of drug and alcohol addictions and its understanding of this illness in the Jewish community. Doesn't matter, honestly, if it's the Hasidic community or the non-Hasidic community, Orthodox or secular, Reform, conservative, across the spectrum, Rabbi Dr. Twersky has, for many decades, been the most respected person in this particular subject and in helping people with this horrible illness. Unfortunately, Rabbi Twersky became another victim of COVID-19 this past week, and we lost him to this particular horrible disease. We mourn Rabbi Twersky's loss, and we remember him as an individual who cared about the Jewish people, cared about humanity, and lived the example of helping those who are in need. I had the blessing and the opportunity to see Rabbi Twersky speak about 20 years later for the second time in my life, when I had graduated from rabbinical school and attended a program in New York City for rabbis and cantors to learn more about alcohol and drug addiction through the organization known as JACS, that we've recently opened in the last number of years and is thriving now in Vancouver. This week, we read Parshat Yitro. In Parshat Yitro, Moses is swamped. He's overwhelmed with the job of leading the people of Israel. Now that he has led the people of Israel out of Egypt, it is his job to lead them and to create out of them a new nation. His father-in-law, also a priest and a leader, says to his son-in-law, Moshe, there's no way you can do this. There's no way that a single individual can successfully lead without any help. You need help. And the Torah tells us that people were literally lined up, standing, waiting for Moses' advice and waiting for him to judge the issues that were in front of them. The rabbis and the Torah is clear that it's not only not healthy and not good for Moses, but it also wasn't helpful and good for the Jewish people. Sometimes we in our own lives have overwhelming situations and we need help. We need serious help. We need help from professionals. We need help for our community. And that is often certainly true for people who are suffering from addictions. Rabbi Twersky, in his life, reminded us of the fact that there are people in our community who need such help. It's not an embarrassment. It's a reality of life. And he was there. Too many people have passed away from COVID-19. Rabbi Twersky's death is one more tragic loss, and we will always remember him and what he did for the Jewish people and the world. Shabbat Shalom.